Adolphe Sax was born in 1814 in a small town called Dinant in Belgium. From a very early age, he was surrounded by an environment that encouraged invention and creativity. His father was a skilled craftsman who made clocks, and Adolphe was often involved in helping him in his workshop. This early exposure to the world of tools and making things sparked Adolphe's interest in invention. Although his father was focused on creating clocks, Adolphe's attention was drawn to musical instruments, and it didn't take long for him to start thinking about how he could improve the sounds and design of existing instruments. As a young boy, Adolphe showed a great talent for music. He played several instruments, including the flute and the clarinet. But as he grew older, he realized that no instrument was perfect. He noticed that while brass instruments like the trumpet could produce loud and powerful sounds, they had difficulty playing higher notes. On the other hand, woodwind instruments like the clarinet were capable of playing high notes, but lacked the strength and volume of brass instruments. Adolphe saw this as a problem, and in his mind, he began to dream of a new instrument that could combine the best features of both types of instruments. By the 1840s, Adolphe was ready to take on the challenge of creating his new instrument. He began working on a design that would combine the rich tone of a brass instrument with the flexibility of a woodwind. The result was the saxophone, which used a brass body but was played with a reed like a clarinet. This combination allowed the saxophone to produce a unique sound that was both powerful and versatile. The saxophone could be played in both the high and low registers, and it could be used to express a wide range of emotions and musical styles. Adolphe's saxophone was a completely new type of instrument, and he was excited to introduce it to the world. In 1846, he presented his invention to the public in Paris, where it was immediately recognized as something special. The saxophone was different from any other instrument at the time, and people were eager to hear its unique sound. Some musicians were excited about the possibilities the saxophone offered, while others were more skeptical. They were not sure if it would fit into the existing world of orchestral music, which had long been dominated by strings, woodwinds, and brass instruments. To help his saxophone gain acceptance, Adolphe Sax worked hard to promote it. He made many different types of saxophones in various sizes, ranging from small and high-pitched to large and deep-toned. These different sizes allowed the saxophone to fit into a wide range of musical settings, from orchestras to military bands. He wanted the saxophone to be used in all kinds of music, and he believed it would be a valuable addition to both classical music and popular music. Despite the initial excitement, the saxophone did not immediately become popular. Some musicians resisted the new instrument because they were not familiar with it. Additionally, other instrument makers did not want to accept Sax's patent on the saxophone and began to create similar instruments that copied his design. This led to a series of legal battles for Adolphe Sax, who found himself fighting to protect his invention. The legal disputes were difficult and stressful, and they slowed the progress of the saxophone's acceptance in the music world. However, Sax was determined to defend his invention, and he continued to work on improving the saxophone. Despite these challenges, the saxophone slowly began to gain more attention. It found a place in military bands, where it was used to add a new layer of sound to the brass section. The saxophone's ability to produce both loud and soft sounds made it well suited for marching bands, where it could be heard clearly over the noise of drums and other instruments. As more musicians experimented with the saxophone, they began to realize its potential in a variety of musical genres. One of the most significant moments in the history of the saxophone came in the early 20th century, when it became an important instrument in jazz music. Jazz musicians, who were always searching for new sounds and ways to express themselves, quickly embraced the saxophone. Its warm, rich tone and wide range of expression made it a perfect fit for the improvisational nature of jazz. The saxophone became one of the defining instruments of jazz, played by famous musicians like Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, and Lester Young. Even though the saxophone became popular in jazz, it also found a place in classical music. Composers began to write pieces specifically for the saxophone, and it was eventually included in many orchestras. In fact, by the mid-20th century, the saxophone was a regular member of many orchestras and ensembles around the world. It had taken time, but Adolphe Sax's invention had become an essential part of the music world. Unfortunately, Adolphe Sax did not live to see the full success of his invention. In the later years of his life, Sax's health began to decline. He had suffered from many accidents and health problems throughout his life, and the stress of his legal battles only made things worse. Despite these challenges, he continued to work on his instruments and inventions until his death in 1894. Even though he faced many difficulties, his legacy lived on through the saxophone, which became one of the most popular and beloved instruments in the world. Today, the saxophone is used in a wide variety of music genres. It is featured in jazz, rock, pop, classical, and even film scores. The saxophone has become a symbol of creativity and innovation, and it is played by musicians all over the world. Adolphe Sax's dream of creating an instrument that combined the best qualities of brass and woodwind instruments became a reality, and his invention continues to shape the sound of music. Adolphe Sax's life was not easy. He faced many challenges, from his legal battles to his health problems. However, his determination and passion for music helped him create something that has had a lasting impact on the world. The saxophone is now considered one of the most important instruments in the world, and it is hard to imagine modern music without it. Adolphe Sax's story shows how one person's vision and hard work can change the course of history. His legacy continues to inspire inventors, musicians, and music lovers everywhere. The saxophone's rich history and unique sound are a testament to Adolphe Sax's creativity and determination. Although he may have faced many obstacles, his invention has had a lasting impact on the world of music. Today, when musicians pick up their saxophones and begin to play, they are continuing the work that Adolphe Sax began more than 170 years ago.